My IELTS writing, IELTS speaking is all-time low. Perhaps I may be missing out on few of the grammar techniques. Well, if you're wondering, then trust me, today's video is all about 10 grammar tips that are very much essential to get that band 7 and above in your writing and speaking, and nobody tells you that. Trust me on this. If you really need to understand more about this, make sure you watch this video till the end. Hey everybody, this is Nakul from Skills IELTS. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome, packed video on 10 IELTS grammar techniques that nobody tells you and one needs to really know to get that 7 and above in your IELTS writing and speaking. Before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, and anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can check the information in the description of this video. There is a WhatsApp link. You can click on that. I'll be there, we will be there to help you, guide you in the right direction. Alright, without further delay, let's straight away get right into the video. Let me just share my screen. IELTS 10 grammar tips that nobody tells you. These 10 grammar tips are purely based out of my experience. I've seen people making mistakes, and in order to avoid them, you just need to have the knowledge of these 10 tips. So in this video, I will be covering all the 10 tips, meaning all the 10 mistakes that people have done, consolidated mistakes, and showing them into first tip, second tip, up to 10th tip as far as grammar is concerned. Let's straight away start with technique number 1. Remember this, simple sentences are so powerful. They're so powerful that people always end up completely missing them in their essays or in their speaking. Use them to show significance. If you observe, whenever I speak, if it's something really important, I'll not mix that in a very lengthy sentence because it will be lost. It will not make its presence. If something that you want to show that it's so important, then you need to speak them in a very short sentence and give some ample pause. Isn't it so? See now, isn't it so? That's a simple sentence. So you have to make use of this simple sentence to show some powerful narrative, especially in your writing. Let's have a look at this sentence. Firstly, is the very first sentence of your essay. Sugar is the main reason behind health issues, which has further developed the need to fix this as early as possible, and if this is not done, it may lead to various complications. I've seen so many students do this and they think if they do this, they get more marks because writing complex is the thing. Of course not. Writing in a way that someone reads and understands is the thing. You write in a way that nobody understands, then what's the point of writing? Give it a thought. Hope you're getting it. So this is completely wrong. This is not the way you write. When something so important is there, you don't just hide it somewhere in a big ocean, isn't it? You create an island for it. Something like this. The same, whatever that I showed you, I have rephrased them here. Just observe, just have a look at it. Firstly, sugar is the main reason behind health issues. It's a simple sentence. So what is this simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence? I've got it covered in the very next slide. Hold on for a minute. Now which I removed, I put a full stop. This has further developed the need to fix this as early as possible. I put a full stop. And if this is not done now, failing to do so may lead to various complications. Here I have used 3 simple sentences. Is that fine? Definitely fine, as long as you add compound or complex sentences in the next set of lines. The readability is better in the second paragraph than the first paragraph. So at the end of the day, whatever you read, the examiner should understand at ease with not so much of difficulty. Correct? The examiner should just read and quickly understand. Examiner should not take one Jandu bomb and put it here, Amrutanjan, put it here and try to understand what you have written. That should not be the case. Hope you are getting it. So when something so important has to be written, has to be conveyed, then make sure you use simple sentences. Usually the first line of your second paragraph, body paragraph 1, I recommend people to write a simple sentence and have that main idea in that first line. Hope it is clear. Now quickly move on to the second grammar technique. Use a mixture of simple, compound and complex sentences. So what is a simple sentence? Simple sentence is a very simple one, meaning a small sentence, an independent sentence, which will not have any connectors used. We will talk more about it. For example, people in cities do less physical activities. People, noun, do, verb, object, subject, verb, object, that is it. No, and, gind, since, although, which, that, nothing is there, it is simple sentence. Now this compound is nothing but take one simple sentence, take another simple sentence, in between add a connector, fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, et, so. Any of this you can use. Pay more attention. People in cities do less physical activities and, comma, and this results in attracting various elements. The two simple sentences combined together using this word and, which makes it compound sentence. So what about complex sentence? The complex sentence should always have this term called subordinate conjunctions or relative clauses. Subordinate conjunctions is since. This creates a dependency. Since I was not well, comma, I couldn't go to school. If I am not well, I will not go to school. Although I was not well, I went to school. Despite not being well, I went to school. So these are the subordinate conjunctions. When you use them, it becomes a complex sentence. The two ways of doing this, one is using relative clauses, meaning the word which or that. That also is a complex sentence. The same sentence as before. I am going to alter it, pay more attention. People in cities do less physical activities. The previous sentence I used and this results, here which results. Or you can entirely change the structure of it by adding the word since in the beginning or in the middle. Since people in cities do less physical activities, this results in attracting various elements. Or you can say people in cities or do less physical activities, or you can say this results in attracting various elements since people in cities do less physical activities. It is up to you, but make use of these words, subordinate conjunctions, since, although, though, even though, when, whenever, if, because, as, correct, despite, in spite of, like this there are so many. Compound, you can make use of fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, et, so, fanboys. And without all this becomes a simple sentence. You need to have a mixture of all this. Alright, moving on. Use present tense to represent a fact. What is this present tense? I wake up early. I teach IELTS. I teach PT. I run every day morning. I play badminton. Not I am playing, I have played, I was playing. No, simple present tense to represent a fact, especially when you are trying to narrate an example in your essay. I have seen people often using this. Pay more attention. For example, in cities, people are talking less. Means right now it is happening. No, it is a fact. When it is a fact in your essay, avoid using continuous tenses. Talk. People talk less and mostly involve. People are involving themselves. No, that is not the way you do it. Put it in the present tense. Don't use ing. Don't use ing. People have talked. Don't have to use present perfect tense. It is a very simple thing. Whenever you think something is true, you are representing it as a fact. Just make sure to use present tense. As simple as that. Alright. Quickly move on to fourth one. Use present perfect tense. See, present perfect tense is an event happened in the past, not in the present. It is an event happened in the past. But pay more attention. This is right now. This is the past event. This is the future event. Right now, let us say it is 1 p.m. Indian time. It has happened at 12:45 p.m. Indian time. An event happened at 12:45 p.m. Indian time, and even now it has this significance. I have eaten my food 15 minutes back. I am now full. 15 minutes back I had done and dusted, but its significance is still there. My stomach is full. I cannot have one more cake. Now you don't say, I ate my food. I have eaten my food. It's an event happened in the past, but even in the present it has significance. Means recently happened events. Usually you keep it in the present perfect tense. You don't put it in the past tense. Recently, government started. But when you use recently, it's best you use have started or has started, an initiative, and this has proved beneficial for many below poverty line, as opposed to saying recently government started an initiative and proved beneficial for many below poverty line people. Hope you are getting it. This has that significance. You need to make use of this present perfect tense or have for plural. Hope you are getting it. The idea being, it is an event that happened in the past, but even now at the moment it has a significance. But what about past event? Past tense meaning an event happened in the past and ended in the past. It does not have any significance, it does not carry any significance to the present. So, accordingly make use of the tenses. Hope you are getting it. Fine, we will quickly move on to the fifth one. Now we will come to article concept, where people have lot of troubles. Countable noun, coffee you cannot count, man. Rice you cannot count, correct? Mouse you can count, finger you can count, nose you can count. For a countable noun, make sure apple. Use a or an apple or a boy based on a, e, I, o, u pronouncing sound at the beginning. Apple, a sound. Boy, b is not vowel sound. So, you write a boy or an apple. But what I am trying to tell you is, for a countable noun, use a or an to represent singular, otherwise use plural. You cannot say apple is good to eat every day. It is wrong. It is an apple. If you are not writing an, use apples. Do not write apple. In English, apple does not exist on its own. In reality, to the world, with your eyes, apple exists on its own. But when that world is called English, you are inside the English world, then apple does not exist on its own. It should be either an apple or apples, or the apple is also correct. I am going to talk about it, but this is a golden technique. So many students miss out on this. City, you know how many cities? If it is one city, then a city, just a city is wrong. City of this country offers great vibes for tourists. This is a wrong sentence. People just use it without being vigilant. You need to keep yourself full vigil on such concepts. A city of this country is correct, or you can say cities of this country without any article. If you are completely getting confused, then simply use the, problem solved. You can use the for anything. It is a definite article. Definite meaning you know about which city you are talking about. The you can use, no problem. The problem is this is wrong, rest all are correct. The city or the cities, both are correct. If you use the, it will work with anything. If you do not use anything, then make sure it is not a countable singular noun. If it is a countable singular noun, then you need to use a or an at any cost, which most of the people miss based on my experience. Do not use continuous tenses whenever you want. I just covered this in the technique number 3, grammar tip number 3. Use present tense when required. Grammar tip number 4, use present perfect tense whenever an event happened recently. Continuous tenses are not required at all in your essay. In the worst case you can use, but it is not required. Just see here, children are eating lot of sweets. No, children eat lots of sweets. In the past, children have eaten lot of sweets. Simply do not bring this are, eating. Children are good, sweets are delicious, that is different. That is a fact, that is different. Delicious, good, they are all adjectives. Here you are using verb, ing. Avoid as much as possible, because mostly this is not required. See there, children are eating a lot of sweets from cake shops, and this leads to, this leads, and this is leading. Parallelism, because here are eating is leading, otherwise entire sentence is wrong. First line you are talking about continuous tense, second line you are talking about present tense, correct? This leads means children eat, not children are eating. Do not simply use the continuous tense whenever, wherever you want. Be more conscious. Alright, children eat a lot of sweets, which leads to obesity. Alright, 7th one. Always use a noun after apostrophe. Apostrophe has 2 usages. One is belongingness or possession, other is short forms or contractions. So, in the tip number 7, we are talking about belongingness. See here, David's car. This is belongingness, meaning car belongs to David, correct? Don't drink this water. Now, this don't is do not. This is a short form. Here also you use apostrophe, here also you use apostrophe. But for 7th tip, let us consider belongingness, meaning there is an apostrophe. After that, there has to be a noun. If there is no noun, sentence is wrong. Look at this. The student's report. The report belongs to one student. This is supposed to be, very sorry, this has to be apostrophe. Student, yes, apostrophe. This is the word, very sorry. This is the word. Meaning the report belongs to many students. Plural apostrophe, that is it. This is also correct. This is also correct. Meaning, let us say this is like this. Here you put a comma. Both are correct, but the third one is completely wrong. If you do not use an apostrophe here, then this statement is a wrong statement. A simple technique to remember, if you are using apostrophe, singular apostrophe or plural apostrophe, it is not going to make a difference. Post that, there has to be a noun in it. If you do not use the noun, for sure the sentence is wrong. There are few cases where compound nouns exist. London Bridge, hospital ambulance, where a noun can come after a noun, but those are very rare cases. Here it is, noun, noun. The report belongs to someone. Someone possesses this report, it is a possession. There has to be an apostrophe. Student apostrophe yes or students apostrophe. There has to be apostrophe if you are using a noun after it. This is a wrong statement, hope you are getting it. One of the always leads to a plural noun. One of the conspicuous facts, not factor. People simply write one of the examples. For example, one of the city. For example, one of the restaurant in India, all are wrong sentences. One among many. One among many. Many is plural. One of the always leads to a plural noun. In your essay, do not make this mistake. The next one is even more enticing, even more knowledgeable. One of the always leads to plural noun, but entire entity is one only. It is one. Let us say this car is really good. This is one of the beautiful cars. One of the beautiful cars, which is good, not which are good. This is one car only. This is one of the beautiful cars, one among all the cars. This car is the beautiful car. The outcome is one. Now you cannot use are. It's is, has. Pay more attention. One of the conspicuous facts. This is the previous technique. Plural noun. Is, because this is one fact only, not one of the conspicuous facts. Are is wrong. One of the conspicuous facts is, because the outcome is one guy, not more than one. But his guy is amazing among all others. Hope you are getting it. One of the good restaurants is here, not are here. And one of the good restaurant is wrong. One of the good restaurants is here. Remember, number 8 and number 9 is little, they are little tricky, but they are obvious. Hope I have explained you from a logical perspective. The 10th one is very easy. Never use contractions in essay writing. Apostrophe for possession is fine. Student apostrophe as report, but contraction means contract. Short forms. There are, no man, write like this. Avoid using these in your essay writing or in the task 1, because it demands you to write a formal language. This is informal language. The various, that is THERE apostrophe R. Don't do it. Here, do not do it. They are informal. When you are using contractions, they are all considered informal. So avoid using contractions, but you can use apostrophes not for contractions, you can use apostrophes for possessions, belongingness. I think that's all I've got for you. Really hope this was an informative video. Really believe that you also believe that 99% of the people don't tell about such informative content. If you really believe so, then please like, share and subscribe. This is Nakul, Nakul, Nakul signing off from Skills IELTS. Soon I'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching.